But he didn't do it right then. He should have. He should have. He wasted a whole lot of time.
Okay. But I kid you not, the first word I ever said to her was, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna marry you one day. That's the first thing I said.
Y'all, when I tell you Marjorie Harvey's past reads like a soap opera, nobody had the budget to film, I am not exaggerating. The storybook her and Steve been selling us for damn near 20 years, honey, the receipts say something different. We're talking 2 ex-husbands who were cousins to each other, both substance kingpins, an FBI investigation that almost put her in handcuffs, a nickname on the gossip boards that has not died in over a decade, Lady Heroin, and an ex who Steve and Marjorie reportedly helped get out of prison only for that man to turn right around and write a tell-all calling them both hypocrites. Sit down, get your snack, we finna get into it. But before I spill one more drop, hit that subscribe button and the little bell because we run through this kind of mess every week and you do not want to miss it when Steve himself starts addressing it on his platforms. Now let's go. We gotta start with Mary.
Your identity in some ways.
Well, it's like a death, it's like a funeral, it's like an identity theft, it's like an attack, it's like an invasion, it's like a lot of things. But in death, there is closure. There's no closure for me. As of today, there was never any closure at all.
Because before the world ever heard the name Marjorie Harvey, Mary Lee Shackelford was Steve's wife, married him in 1996, stayed with him while he was grinding his way up. And in 2011, sis got on YouTube and lit the whole thing on fire. In a series of videos, and y'all can still find re-uploads of them floating around.
It had like confidential scrawled all across the top of that envelope, and I don't know, something just fell apart inside of me. So I stopped my hairdresser, took a break. I opened the package and I started to read this letter that was from this woman. And she really started to go into detail about how long she'd actually been in a relationship with my husband.
Mary claimed Steve started cheating on her at their 2nd anniversary. She said she intercepted love letters and emails between Steve and Marjorie while she was still legally his wife. She called Marjorie his mistress, said her name got forged on divorce papers, said Steve took the house, took the money, took her son's love, and left her with nothing. She wanted $60 million and called him a man who murdered her soul. Marjorie's camp came back swinging. They threatened to sue Mary for defamation, and in 2013, Mary served 30 days in jail for contempt of court. 30 days, sis, over speaking on it. Listen, whether you believe Mary 100% or you think she was a woman scorned, the fact that this woman went to jail trying to tell her story tells you something. Either she was lying so hard the courts had to step in, or somebody really did not want that story out there. The internet has chosen its side. Now here's where it gets messy, because before Steve, Marjorie had a whole entire other life. And get this, according to FBI documents reported by Radar Online, Marjorie's first husband was a man named Jim Townsend, Memphis, substance kingpin.
That's where I got into the game.
Into the drug game. Now, would you consider yourself a drug kingpin? Is that what they?
Well, when you're moving kilos, yeah. you know.
Okay, so I always like to ask this question. So how many kilos would you guesstimate like you would move a week during your, you know?
Because where my connect was running at that time, probably about 30, 40.
In 1992, Townsend got sentenced to life in prison for trying to buy 40 kilos of powder. 40 kilos. And during the investigation, pay attention now, FBI Special Agent Corbett Hart had been surveilling them for years. From what came out, agents told Townsend they believed they had substantial evidence of Marjorie's own illegal activities and threatened to arrest her too. She was 8 months pregnant at the time. Townsend took the whole fall. She was never charged. But the streets remember, after Townsend went away, Marjorie filed for divorce. And who did she marry next? Y'all ready? She married Donnell Woods. And Donnell Woods, he was Jim Townsend's cousin.
She was with Ronnie, met you, hooked you up with Ronnie, y'all moving kilos and stuff together. He goes off, does his own thing.
Right.
You go to jail, you save her, And then she goes and marries the brother?
The cousin.
The cousin.
That was Ronnie's cousin.
Damn.
The cousins, sis. The cousins, Marjorie Harvey, is Marjorie and Donnell's biological daughter, born in 1997. They got married in 2000, divorced in 2001. Townsend himself confirmed on Lionel B's channel that Marjorie also dated Donnell's other cousin, Ronnie, before all of this. Make it make sense. And between divorcing one substance-dealing cousin and locking in with Steve, Marjorie was reportedly briefly involved with Steve's own bodyguard, a man known as Big Boom, a self-admitted former pimp. I am not making this up. This is the resume. And this is where the gossip boards go feral. If you living for this so far, do me a favor. Drop a comment with the messiest detail you've heard, because I genuinely don't know which one is winning. And like this video so the algorithm knows we down to talk our talk. On Lipstick Alley, sis has had the nickname Lady Heroin for over 10 years. Black Twitter and the gossip forums have spent over a decade calling her a high-maintenance kept woman who graduated from substance dealers to comedy money. There's a whole running joke that Steve works 17 jobs to keep up with how Marjorie spends. They call her a home wrecker who messed with men in the streets. They've been asking the same question for years. Why did Donnell give up his rights to Lori? And why does Lori carry the Harvey name? And the escort framing y'all see floating around online? That's the boards repackaging the kept woman story. Marjorie Harvey didn't say escort, she said mistress. But online, people have spent over a decade saying Marjorie went from substance dealer number 1 to his cousin substance dealer number 2 to a bodyguard to Steve Harvey himself with no real job in between. The lounge she allegedly owned shut down. The story just don't add up for them. And then, Obama pardoned Jim Townsend in January 2017 after 26 years inside.
Did you get out on a pardon?
Clemency.
A clemency?
Yeah.
And this was done under Obama, right?
Right. I got on clemency.
Wow, explain that. Like, how did that process go?
Well, clemency gives the president the right to give you a clemency, not a pardon. It's a clemency where they just reduce your sentence, right? So technically, I did 30 years on that life sentence.
Word is, Steve and Marjorie lobbied for that release. They got that man home. And what did Townsend do? He wrote a book. 2 books, actually Snakes in the Garden. Part 1, 2023. Part 2, the fall of 2024, with a third on the way. He sat down with Tasha K and spilled it all.
I love Marjorie to death as a friend, in spite of. I truly believe she sold her soul to the devil because of what she's doing to the family as a whole. And it's not good. And I'm telling you, I'm praying for her. I really am.
He called Steve a snake, called him and Marjorie hypocrites, said Marjorie sold her soul to the devil, said the blended family Instagram thing is just for the camera, said he got no allegiance to her because she showed her hand. Media takeout, the Jasmine brand, Bossip, Atlanta Black Star, they all ran with it. This man wrote 2/3 of his tell-all from a prison cell, came home and torched the whole narrative. The audacity to lobby for a man's freedom and that be the thank you note. Now Steve has been defending his wife through all of it. On his radio show in 2023, he said 85% of what people talking about happened after he married Marjorie.
The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing, she's loyal, she's faithful, and she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody says. And y'all quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that.
Said Mary was nowhere around what folks calling cheating. On the Pivot podcast in September 2025, when a podcaster came for Marjorie's name, Steve shut it down, said she's off limits, period. Said find something else to do. They celebrated their 18th anniversary in Paris in June 2025 with the matching Instagram tributes and the carousel of love. Meanwhile, the rumors keep coming. The chef, the bodyguard, the Dubai trip footage being analyzed frame by frame on TikTok. Steve has denied all of it directly. So here's where I land. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Marjorie Harvey is a woman who has lived 9 lives before most of us lived 1. Some of it is loud, documented, FBI paperwork, real. Some of it is gossip board speculation that's been allowed to fester because the silence around her past has been louder than the love story. And the man who knows the most, her substance kingpin first husband, got pardoned and immediately decided he was gonna talk for a living. You can love a love story and still notice when the math ain't mathing. Drop a comment and tell me, do you think Steve knows everything and just doesn't care? Or do you think Marjorie has been running the longest game in Black Hollywood? I'm reading every single one. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, baddies.